Hi everyone, it's Michelle here again. Hope you're well and it's lovely to connect with you. So this is day one of the 30-day One Simple Change Challenge. So today's challenge, and as I said in my previous video, it's all about taking action. It's all about taking the time out for yourself, because if you want to make positive changes in your life, something has to change. You have to do something a bit differently. So if you do things the same every single day, you're not going to get any different results. So the very first exercise that I invite you to do is to take a moment, go and get a pen and a bit of paper. And I was doing these exercises myself yesterday, so I've them completed. So the first question to ask yourself, and questions are, any coaches out there, any therapists will know that questions are so key. And for ourselves as well, good quality questions are so important in our lives. So the first question that I invite you to ask yourself is, where am I now? Where am I now? And take a few moments just to write 5 or 6 lines about where you're at in terms of your life right now. How you feel about yourself, how you feel about your life. And be as honest as you can, because the most personal growth and healing occurs when we're really honest. And I think I put a post up the other day about the truth will set you free, but at first it'll piss you off. How true is that? It does, doesn't it? Sometimes when we're really honest with ourselves about certain areas of our lives, it pisses us off because it's not really where we want to be. But as I always say, a GPRS system or a sat-nav system needs operated by 2 things. 1, you need to put in where you're at, and 2, where you're going. If you don't know where you're at, how can you get to your destination of where you want to go? So that's the first question. Where am I now? How do I feel about myself? How do I feel about my life? And that takes you really into the moment, into the here and into the now. Then the other questions that are excellent questions in terms of reviewing and moving forward. So on reflection of last month, January, ask yourself, what was my biggest challenge? What was my biggest challenge? What have I learned? What have I learned from this situation? What have I learned from this challenge? And what could I do differently? So what is the learning? And what could you do differently? So every single challenge that shows up in our life shows up to help us grow and learn and move forward. And then what I want you to do is to write down, what was your successes from last month? So focusing on the good, what was your successes? So what was your greatest achievement or satisfaction from last month? And what have I learned from this success? And how can I share this with others? So that's really just reflecting on the previous month to see, first of all, where you're at right now in terms of how you feel about yourself and your life, and then reflecting on January. What were the challenges? How did they make you grow? What did you learn? And then what were your successes? What were your big achievements? What made you feel really good? And what did you learn, and how can you share this with others? And then the other thing is to kind of focus on, what do you want February to look like? What's your goals and what's your plans for February? So yesterday what I did was I subcategorize all of my plans and goals for the month ahead. And what I also do is put an intention So it's marrying the goals with intent. So for example, I have health goals for January. I have family goals for February. Me. So I have goals for myself for self-care. And then I have my 2 business goals for my 2 different businesses as well. And yeah, I think that's, yeah. And then I have intention, and the intention for February, as it was in January, is balance. You know, I've a wee baby, and he's right up there, top priority. But I also love doing what brings me joy, as well as looking after him, doing things like this. But for me, it's about balance. It's getting that balance, and that really is my guiding word for this year. But it's important to put an intention. So my intention for February is balance, joy, and energy. Balance, joy, and energy. So what are your intentions for February? What are your plans? What are your goals? And it's so important to write your goals down. We've studies now that show that those that think of a goal have a higher chance of reaching it than those that don't think of goals. And we also know that that is increased significantly if you actually put pen to paper, not type it out. Bye-bye computer, bye-bye iPhone. It's far better to write it, because when you write it, it's your writing, and it puts a blueprint on that page from your head and from your heart, and the chances of you achieving it are much, 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 much higher. So that is today's exercises. It only took me half an hour yesterday to sit down and to do those various exercises. I now am focused. I now have plans in place to achieve those goals, and I also am feeling good about what I achieved last month, and I also am looking at my challenges, and I'm learning and I'm growing from those as well. Remember, the key here is to be really kind and gentle with yourself. Even though you experience challenges, it's not to beat yourself up about those challenges. It's to be really kind and really gentle with yourself. And again, we'll talk more about that as we journey through the next 30 days. So I look forward to hearing your feedback from this exercise, and if you've any questions or queries, just pop them on the thread after the video and I'll be happy to answer those. But from now until tomorrow, all the best. Take care. Bye.